This needs to be its own video. Alright, I'll end the video here and I'll show you what I'm giving away. And stay tuned because the next video is going to be me eating some 60+ year old freeze-dried pork and beef patties. Let me show you. Let me show you what you're missing. Hey, it's the Preacher, and if you missed my last video, I opened up a 60-year-old aeronautical survival kit. And I went through all the contents of it, and I've got some of them laid out here that I'm giving away. But in that is some freeze-dried beef patties and some freeze-dried pork patties. And this kit dates back to 1959, 1960. It's 2020. So we're talking 60+ years ago. These were canned and put in that kit and kept there in case of emergency. And now, in the case of ignorancy, I'm going to heat it up and eat it. The can says Wilson Certified Freeze-Dried Beef Patties. Ingredients: chopped beef, water, pre-gelatinized corn flour, salt, onion powder, spice. Needs no refrigeration. Serves 2. No refrigeration, no cooking, easy to prepare. Open can, pour enough boiling water into can to cover meat. After 1 minute, drain water from the can, remove the meat, and serve. Important: use tongs, towel, or pot holder to handle the can. Also try our fully cooked, instant freeze-dried pork patties and meatballs. U.S. inspected and passed by the Department of Agriculture, EST 20N. Wilson and Company Incorporated, General Office, Chicago, Illinois. I see no expiration date on the bottom. I see some numbers on the top. It just says UP EST 20N 71102. I have some boiling water. I'm going to slowly pour it over. Here, let me give you a close-up. This is hard. You hear it rattle. That top patty is broken. It's busted up, but it's all crusty. Really takes you back. So we're going to prepare this one according to the instructions. Here's some boiling water. You can see the steam coming off of it. I'm going to pour enough in there to fill up the... Ooh, that's hot. That thing's a-bubbling. Okay, I went and rounded up some of my finest china. Now, actually, I was a little nervous. This stuff might take the paint off of a good piece of china. Okay, it has been 1 minute. I'm going to get this broken piece off the top and set it aside. I'd like to get a whole one out. Remember, this serves 2. You know, at my house, it's getting hard to find somebody who wants to eat with me when I do this. So, I would like to get... Oh, right there. See that right there? Let's set this, let's just push this aside. I want you to keep in mind, the cow that I'm eating was born in the 1950s and died prior to 1960. This is the blue spoon from the survival kit. Wow. You know, it's really... Hang on. It's salty. There's a lot of salt in there. But the texture is not bad. It really tastes, it tastes more like, instead of like a hamburger patty, it tastes more like a summer sausage. You know, the round summer sausage and with a wrapper around it that you slice. It has more of that kind of a texture. I think there was more testosterone in their food back then. That's why men were still men back in the 50s. That's not bad. How many patties were in there? I think this is our third patty. Yep, and we got an empty can. Okay, I tell you what, before I get full eating this, let's open up the pork patty and try it. That's really good. I would have no problem getting out 2 slices of bread, putting this on there, a little cheese and some mustard, and calling it a burger. Freeze-dried pork patties. Let's do them the same way. Get out our little P38 from Papaw. He carried this, or kept one of these on him, it seemed like, at all times. It's the old military issue can opener. This one was on his key ring when I bought his truck after he had passed away. I found an old key ring in there with a bunch of old keys on it and this little can opener. I kept it on the key ring just so I would remember that's the one that Papaw carried. They're not worth anything, but you know, when it belonged to your grandpa and brings back memories that you had with him, you keep stuff like that. Well, the pork patty, it's a little more crumbled. As a matter of fact, here, I'll let you have a look. There you go. Bring that light around here where you can see it. You can tell it's pretty dry. It's pretty crumbly. The water's still hot. Let me give you a good look at this label. While the water is still hot, let's get this soaking. Oh, that's still a lot of steam coming off that water. You know, when I built this reloading bench, if you would have told me I'd be heating up 60-year-old pork on it, I would have thought that was a real weird guess. Tell you what, while we're waiting on that, we got a minute we got to wait. Let me have a little Sumatra coffee to cleanse my palate. My mother gave me some kind of Christmas coffee blend for Christmas, and it's really rich, dark. I got to put cream in it, because otherwise it feels like I'm sipping tar. But it is very, very good. The meat here. I would say that meat is probably better 50 years ago. But here we are 60 years later, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I just wonder if any of this pork is still in the... I'll tell you what let's do. Let's drain this pork. Let's drain the pork into the beef can. I'll use this glove out of the survival kit to handle the... I'm just going to pour the water off. Okay, now we just got an empty can of beef over here and a can of 60-year-old pig right here. I'll put it right next to our beef. All of the pieces are crumbled. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get any... I'm not going to get any perfectly round piece of pork out of there. So... with the blue spoon from the survival pack, I will break off a little piece of this pork patty. Keep in mind, this pig that I'm eating was born in the 1950s. That piece was a little bit crunchy in the center. Let me go for a top piece here. Might have just not been in the water long enough. Okay, one more bite and I'll tell you what I think. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Not one thing. That is very good. It's a little underhydrated. It's a little bit crispy. This one, the first piece especially. So there's a little bit of texture crunch there. It's not really crunch, it's just resistance. But the flavor is fine. It tastes like pork. I would venture to say if you bought a canned pork patty today that was not freeze-dried and rehydrated, it would taste just about like that. It's high on salt. Salt's a preservative. I'm sure there's plenty of salt in it, but I wouldn't have a problem breaking this up and putting it in my scrambled eggs in the morning. I wouldn't have a problem putting it between two pieces of a biscuit. That's good. That is good. And here's the thing. 3 lucky winners are going to get some of this, because I'm giving away some of the contents of that survival kit. I'm probably going to get invited to go eat lunch with some important preacher today, and I'm going to be stuffed on freeze-dried 60-year-old canned goods. Alright. Let me get a drink, cleanse my palate. We will wrap this up. After eating a 60-year-old meal, I like to top it off with some 60-year-old Starburst. Starburst Fruit Chews, natural and artificial flavors. $7.24. There's what you're dealing with. Good old Starburst. Sugar, corn syrup, hydrogenated vegetable oil, citric acid, gelatin, dextrin, natural and artificial flavors, artificial colors, made in England for Mars Incorporated. Burlingame, California, Chicago, Illinois, and Morristown, New Jersey. Let's try it. Oh, I hate to walk away from good meat, but I also want to try out the Starburst. So we have orange, lemon, lime, and strawberry. I think I'll have strawberry. Believe it or not, that's still pretty squishy. Much smaller candy back then than we have today. Okay. We got ourselves a problem here. That paper ain't coming off. Let me show you. That paper ain't coming off. Let me get this up here like this. Maybe it'll zoom in on it. See all that paper still stuck to it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a section here where I have pulled the paper off. And just so you don't have to, and so that nobody will wonder any longer, I'm going to eat this piece without any paper on it. It still tastes like strawberry, but it has a distinctly old taste. Wow. That's bad. That's like eating a strawberry that's 60 years old. Oh gosh. Kids, don't do this at home. I'm what you call a professional. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh man. I'm going to have to eat some 60-year-old pork to get the taste out of my mouth. Oh gosh. It starts out real, you're like, hey, it tastes like strawberry. This is going to be good. It's sweet. And then this, like, kind of like a rancid oil taste hits you. And man, it's awful. And I can't get it out of my mouth. I'm going to go wash my mouth out and brush my teeth and throw this away. Oh, wow. You saw how much I took. There was not that much, but man, it is awful. Alright, I'm back. I just gargled with a little mixture of peroxide and bleach and brushed with baking soda. In all seriousness, there's nothing wrong with that meat. I don't know how nutritious it is, but if you were starving to death, this right here would be a godsend, and you would be thankful to have it. And there is nothing wrong with that if you prepare it as directed on the package. Now, in the original video where I unbox this survival kit from 1959 to 1960, somewhere about 61 years ago, I'm doing a giveaway. If you want to try to win a can of this, go watch that video. It is under the playlist Cool Old Stuff on Preacher's Day Off channel. So if you go over there, you watch it, all you have to do to win is comment. I know some people make you do a video response and stand on one leg and touch your nose, but this is not a sobriety checkpoint. This is a giveaway. So if you want to win some of the stuff that was in the survival kit, go watch that video, comment below, and I'll have a deadline set as to when I'll do a drawing. And then I'll draw 4 different people, and the 4 of them will each win a packet from me with survival stuff in it. Let me show you what you would win. Okay, prize number 1 is the survival kit. This was from the Alaska Sleeping Bag Company in Portland, Oregon. You're going to win some nasty Starbursts I wouldn't recommend eating. 4 different kinds of waterproof matches, a Whetstone, and the survival whistle. Prize number 2 will be the mosquito headgear net, some nasty Starburst I wouldn't recommend eating, an Imperial Stay Sharp pocket knife with a can opener, the leather awl, brand new, still in the wrapper, and a can of Wilson certified beef patties. Giveaway number 3 will be some Starburst that I wouldn't recommend you eat. a fishing kit. This is flies, line, needles, safety pins, patches, a signaling kit to airplanes, and a flexible saw. These are all new, never used. This is the Pioneer Pocket Saw. And you will also win, yes, pork patties. And then our fourth and final packet is right here. This will have some pork patties, Starburst that I wouldn't recommend you eat, a 1950s flashlight with 2 new batteries in it that works. This is from the Mallory Battery Company, powered by Duracell, and a vintage Mepps spinner, torn right off the package from the 50s. So all of that. So you'll get, so if you watch the original video before the deadline, you'll end up being registered to win one of these 4 giveaways. And I'll do a giveaway video. We'll show we'll show how to pick the names, and I'll mail these out at my expense, and maybe y'all can enjoy some cool old stuff. I don't really know if I want to send the Starburst out yet because it's so bad. But since kids aren't allowed to participate, you're an adult and you're old enough to know better, and if you really want to know what 60-year-old Starburst candy tastes like, you could try it. But I would not recommend it. So, thank you guys for watching. Enter the giveaway. I'd love to share some of this cool old stuff with you. Some of the other stuff, like that flare gun, the compass, the folding pocket hatchet, I want to do some other videos with that stuff, and then I'll probably give it away after I'm done. So, anyways, I don't do a lot of giveaways, but Wilbur Wiggins made me a deal on this, and so I want to pass that generous deal on to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. It's you watching these videos that make it fun, and I'm glad that I really enjoy the friendship and the fellowship that we have here at Preacher's Day Off. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.